All right, so in this tutorial, I want to analyze or tell you how to make a perfect maxi trendy Danshiki. Now, I have made a previous video on this and I have shown us or have taught us how to draft this outfit. But then some persons were still asking questions like the number of yards to use, the reason for the slanting and everything. So if this sounds like what you want to learn or understand, kindly watch this video till the very end. Then before we proceed, I want to let us know that I'll be making use of a white fabric in this drafting. So as such, my chalking might not be too visible, but you can still follow what I'm trying to explain. You will still get to understand it very well. I will also attach the link of the first video I made on the Danshiki that is clear in chalking or in drafting. So in case there's a part you missed or you don't understand, you can go and watch it with that video, with that link. So now, without wasting much of your time, now the first question I have been getting is how many yards are we meant to use to draft a Danshiki like this? Either is it going to be either the top or for the both up and down. So now regularly, you and I know we have or we use 3.5 yards to 4 yards of fabric to draft a regular outfit. Still depends on the customer size and everything. But then on a minimum or on a maximum, on average, we use 4 yards. So for the top and the trouser for regular senator outfits. But then for Danshiki in particular, it's because it's a maxi outfit and because of the pattern of cutting, so we are meant to use 5 yards or 4.5 yards in drafting. So it will be slightly bigger than the regular yardage we use, right? So 5 yards for perfect fit, perfect size and everything. Now for smaller people, you can use 4 yards and it will still be okay for them. Now averagely for the top, you use a minimum of 2.5 yards to 3 yards to draft. Still depends on the customer size as well. So having said that, now you and I know that a yard is 36 inches and I buy in yards. I don't measure in trouser length, but if you must go by trouser length, you can as well get one trouser length as 1.5 yards or 1.25 yard. So you can now work out the mass to know the yardage you need by trouser length. So now you have understood that we use 3 yards, 2.5 yards to 3 yards for the top, or we use 4.5 yards to 5 yards for the both top and the trouser. Now this Danshiki can be plain, can be embroidered, can be done monogram, or can even use stone for embellishment. It all depends on the customer's taste or choice, but the embellishment or the design is not the problem. The problem here is how to draft it to get the perfect fit you want. Now, if you have watched my previous video I made on this outfit, you will see where I said that in drafting, you have to slant by 7 inches. Now, some persons were asking me why 7 inches. So I'm trying to explain to you now in detail. Now, if you look at our shirt I'm putting on, this is a regular shirt that has shoulder and sleeve attached. Now, if you observe, the shirt, the armhole area, it does not have any rumple or whatsoever. It just relaxed as it is. Now, Danshiki as well should also have this nature of fitting on the shoulder, the sleeve, and no rumples on the armhole region. Now, the only way you can achieve this nature of relaxation on Danshiki is when you slant up to 7 inches. If you slant less than 7, 5, 3, or 4, you will have rumples, foldings coming here because of the tension here we have. Now, if you observe, if you stretch your hand this way, you are still seeing that it's still slanted. So, in average, the slanting effect that will, make room for the sleeve to be cut together with the shoulder that will still allow you to have perfect fitting on the armhole is 7 inches of slant. I have tried 3, I have tried 4, I have tried 5. They did not give me what I wanted or what I feel is ideal. to teach or bring out for you guys to consume. So I went as deep as doing 7 inches and it came out to be perfect. But then if you're sewing or slanting the regular Danshiki top that does not get to the knee, maybe the regular top length of 34, 35, you can use 5 inches to slant and it will still come out very well. Now, the reason I am using 7 inches to slant is because of the nature of the longness of the top and how maxi the Danshiki is. You and I know that the top of Danshiki that is normal top length does not have that lengthy hand like the 3/4 of the maxi and classy Danshiki outfit. So, having said this, now the reason for the 7 is paramount and we must draft or slant by 7 inches. Now, the yardage is 2.5 yards to 3 yards, and then the measurement area as well is also where people were asking questions. So now the measurement is you need is only your neck circumference, your shoulder, that's from the center of the back, to the point where you want the Danshiki to reach, and then of course the length of the Danshiki. Now this could go as far as a full length as the case may be, or can end at the calf region if your customer wants it to be on the calf. Now, having said this, I want to let you know as well that you don't need to use the chest value in drafting, in as much as you might still measure it to keep it handy for proper guidance when you are drafting, but the chest value is not needed. Now, why is it not needed? Because you are going to use the shoulder value measurement alongside the sleeve length to draft. So by so doing, your shoulder and your sleeve is way wider than your chest circumference. That's the reason we don't use chest measurement in drafting Danshiki. But however, you still need to bear in mind your customer's chest size for you to know how to, make everything to look moderate on him without looking so big or very much or bigger than expected, right? So these are the introductions I feel I needed to explain in detail before we start the drafting proper. So now, when you get your 2.5 yards or 3 yards, then you have to, this is my white fabric I'm using, then you have to split it in an unequal part. Now, the hem, one of the lengths here will be wider or be longer by certain value. So here, I am keeping here to be 4 inches, 5 inches long, wider, right? So this one will start for the back panel, while this is for the front panel. So I will now split it from the other end. Now, the reason I am taking my time to explain these things to you is for you to know how to handle Danshiki without any stress or without even panicking or looking for assistance from anywhere. Now, it's either you take your fabric from this width, depending on your customer's size as well, right? So if you know that it can cover whatever you want to use, you can do the full length this way, or you can still go ahead and do the length this way. Now, before we proceed, my customer's shoulder is 20, like the normal shoulder is 20. That's from the one shoulder here across to this point is 20, and then from here to where I want to reach is 17 or 16. So what I will do here is to divide my shoulder by 2, 20 by 2, that's 10. Then add the 16 or 17 inches for the sleeve, that is 27, right? Then add extra 2 inches again for the sleeve folding, that is 29. So roughly 30 inches. So now, you now know that you need the 30 inches width to go ahead in your drafting. So you can just measure this fabric from here and make sure it is up to 30. So this is more than 30. That means it's on double fold, that is 60, right? So here we are going to now start our drafting. So I would like to use the length in this form. I will cut it out. So by so doing, my length is longer than expected. So I will just split this fabric from here as well. So if you are deriving value from this video, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Ask your questions. Tell me where you're watching from so that I will know where my fans or my people are watching me more from. So here I have done the slitting, and this is what I have. So let me place the camera in a way that you can see what I'm doing on the table properly. All right, so here we have the fabric already folded. Let me explain how I got this folding, right? So that you don't get confused. Now, the first thing you do is to measure your shoulder. Shoulder is 20, divided by 2 is 10. So the shoulder has been covered properly. Now you make a little mark. I'm using color chalk, pardon me, but then I will not mark it much. Now the sleeve length, I want to reduce it to 14, so that it won't be too long or whatsoever. So 14, then drop a chalk here, and then extra 2 inches for my folding or hemming. So total, I have a length of 26 here. That's 54, right? So, and this is ideal. So now, this is how I got the folding. So your folding must cover shoulder over 2, your sleeve length, plus extra inch for this hemming of the sleeve. Now, the length of the danshiki is solely your choice. So here I have to be 45, the length of folding inclusive, right? So now, like I said, the reason I'm trying to explain this to you in detail is for you to understand, so that you don't make mistakes or whatsoever. And bear in mind that this outfit I am showing you now can put food on your table, if only you can watch till the very end. So make sure you don't skip this video, and don't forget to like, share, comment, ask your questions, and subscribe to my channel. So if this is your first time of seeing my channel, my name is Mr. Redefined, and here on the channel we make videos, free tutorials on how to draft and make good, lovely outfits from the scratch. So you can stick around and join us on this platform while we learn together. So here we have my set of rules, which I have reviewed in my previous video. You can do well to check it out on how I bought it and where I bought it from. So the first thing I'm going to do here is to mark out my baseline. So my baselines must be properly marked out. Now, the length, okay, let's use the full length of this. So just mark it out your baseline. And then already, the inch of folding is already included here. So the major thing now is the drafting. So here is my inch, everything concluded. Here is 44.5. Now, since you have seen or known how this folding was gotten, to that point that you have your 2 inches for the sleeve folding, you draw a line here, and then from that point you are going to come down by 7 inches. Please note importantly, 7 inches. So this 7 inches you are marking is for the slanting of the outfit. Some persons might argue, is it not much? If you feel it's much, then do what you feel that is okay by you. But for my tutorial, if you want to follow my guide, mark 7 inches for the slanting of this particular outfit. So after you have marked 7 inches right there, then you measure the neck. So the neck value is 18. So from my calculations, which I normally do, is 2 3/4, which I have taught you guys previously on how to draft your neckline. Then 3.2 here, so which I will not repeat in every video I am making to save time. So do well to watch how a video I made on how necklines are being calculated. So here, after which you now connect the line from here just this way, and then you bring your pattern, your curve as well, that will help you mark a perfect neckline, neck base and neck depth. It goes all through in this form, and after that you now connect from that 7 inches length to your shoulder point, right? So you can use your long ruler to do this. Then from here you connect all through to this very point. I know why I'm marking the chalk, so that you can see it clearly, because if I don't mark with color chalk you will not see. But please, on your own time, Don't use color chalks to mark whites. It's not professional, but this is for illustration purposes. That's why I'm using color chalk to mark, so you will be seeing clearly where I'm marking from. So after this, the next you will do now is you determine your armhole opening. Now this armhole opening is solely your choice, how wide you want the armhole to be. Some might want it to be fitted, some want it to be small. So I used 11 inches in the drafting. While closing a market, I close at 10. So I have 10 inches left. Depends on the customer size as well. So this can go as low as 9, 8, or 7. Depends on your customer's size. So now I have marked 11 inches opening for my sleeve opening, right? Now, from that 11 inches mark, this line is not meant to come down straight, but from here, from that 11 inches mark, I am coming in by 3 inches. Now, the reason to come in by 3 inches is to make sure that when you wear this danshiki, the underneath sleeve here does not drop longer than the outer sleeve. So that this underneath sleeve should be in while the outer sleeve drops. But if you leave it straight, you will notice that when you wear it, your underneath sleeve will be longer at the underarm than the outer sleeve, right? That is very important. So you connect from that 7 to this very point. So it goes all through in this form as well, right? So this is the connection we have. So after this, you will still come in again by 4 inches, 5 inches, depending on the customer's size. So I'm using 5 in this particular video. So I want the sleeve to look like a really jointed sleeve. You can decide to use 3, 4, 2.5, and then curve all through. So now I have gotten to this very point, 5 inches in. Now, this is the time you now cross-check your chest value. If your chest measurement and your hip is properly covered. My customer's chest measurement is 50. That's his fitted chest is 50. And 50 by 4 is 12.5, right? So it's properly covered. And his hips is around 54. So the hip is covered. You and I know that this outfit is very free outfit. It's not meant to be fitted on him. So there should be a big difference from the chest value and the chest of this danshiki. So now, since I have confirmed that it's perfect there, then what I will just do is I will bring down the line from that 5 inches I marked to go straight down this way. So it goes all through to the hem like this. Then with the help of your armhole curve or whatever curve you have, you can now make a perfect curve, that will suit this. So it can start from here, you see. So these curves are essential, So you just connect firmly from here. You connect to the curve. This area must be curvy. It shouldn't be straight. So it must be curvy. It goes all through this way. And the front panel has been properly drafted, right? So I will cut out this, and then I'll also show you how to draft the back. So this is as simple as ABCD. So like I said, if you are getting value from this tutorial, do well to give me a thumbs up, share this video, because if you share this video, it will reach more people and more people will learn and join us on this platform. And as well, it will also help YouTube to recommend my videos to every fashion designer out there. These tutorials you are seeing on my channel, you might not see it this way elsewhere. I can bet that my channel is one of the best channels, the most simplified, straight to the point, without, ambiguous words or confusing terms. I make my videos to be very simple and self-explanatory, so that everyone can understand and learn fashion with us. So you go all through this way. So this is the front panel drafting. So I will still draft out the back panel, and then I'll also show you how to proceed. So this is the front panel. So bear in mind that this outfit does not have back facing or whatsoever, right? But I will show you how to handle the back facing region perfectly. So now for the back piece, like I told you guys, the front was slanted by 7 inches. So this does not mean that you have to also raise the back panel by 7. No, the back panel will be raised by your regular 3 inches, right? So there are different ways you can use to seal the shoulder or to join your shoulder. All right, so okay, let me turn. Okay, this will be okay. So the shoulder could be sealed or jointed by what they call packet shirt method, like sealing the shoulder region, or if you have a good weaving, you can weave it in and then leave it inside. So the easiest way is the weaving. But however, some persons can still decide to do the packet shirt method by top stitching the shoulder and then fold it from the front. So here you place your front panel to draft your back pattern. So here at the hem, this hem could be equal or could be 1 inch longer. However, but then in most cases I place my hem to be 1 inch longer. But since we're having a very long top, there will be no need to put 1 inch anymore. So you don't need to bother. But the 1 inch I add here at the back panel is to help to relax the neck. But since the top length is long enough, I will make do with this. So now the next you are going to do here is to raise the back panel by exactly 3 inches or by 2.5, right? So you can raise the back panel by 3 inches or 2.5, depending on the allowance you use in raising your regular outfit. But for this tutorial, we are going to be raising the back panel by 3 inches. So you make sure everything is properly arranged, just like this. Make sure it's properly arranged, just like this. And then you raise it by 3 inches, the tip. You also raise the sleeve region by 3 inches as well. So just raise them by 3 inches and then connect the lines all through. Connect the lines from here, connect in this form, connect this one as well to this very point. So you have this properly connected, and then go ahead and slant your ruler to make the back neck width. Remember that the back neck width should be wider than the front for my conventional back neck pattern that I have been using in my previous videos of senator outfit. So you can do well to watch it and understand. So here you mark the back neck depth to be 1.5 and then use your neckline neck hole curve and then make a curve that goes all through in this form. So this is for the back neckline, and then you cut it out in this form. You cut all through. So remember that I told us that in my first video that the back panel does not need facing, but you don't just leave the back to be just plain like that. You just need to put something that will add beauty or add a bit of being more professional to your sewing, so that you don't have any complaint. So I do add some sort of designs on the back neck region. So this goes all through this way. This goes all through this way. And then on the armhole area of this back panel, I make sure that the front armhole, the back armhole or the back shoulder region is a bit wider. I cut a bit off, like 2 inches off from here, and then I blend it back to the this round sleeve region. Then after you have done that, I will show you what next to do. So you carefully fold the back neck, the back shoulder region to come up this way. So once you have gotten to this folding point, the next you will do is to trim out the excesses here. Just trim it out with a straight line, you know, so that it corresponds. So this is it. Now you have trimmed it out. So this is the front and the back panel, right? So if you derive joy from this, I will beg you to like this video, share, comment, and also tell me where you're watching from. If I'm able to get enough comments, likes, and views, I will drop the sewing tutorial immediately after this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope to see you on the next one. Bye-bye for now.